I find it pretty empowering to do what I do, to be able to live the life that I live, and to be able to be as free as I want to be to make this work. I want to be a good ancestor for the people that are after me and to honor my past ancestors, to give them a voice if they never really had one. My name is Kristy Moreno. I'm a ceramicist currently at Greenwich House Pottery. I grew up in Los Angeles and in Orange County. Focusing on my ancestors really helps me tap into my roots of being Mexican American and just try to understand that cultural indigenous knowledge. I come from a family of artists. From always seeing someone be creative, it was like inevitable for me to also jump in. I've always doodled. I've always drawn in my sketchbooks at school. And so drawing led to stencils, which then led to painting. And then when I started taking my undergrad classes at Chico State, I found printmaking, and it just was a way to translate my drawings in this different way and make copies of them in this repetitive motion. I started doing ceramics in 2016. I was going through a really rough time at home, and I really needed to switch up my medium at the time. So I took a ceramics class, and I found that it was a way to meditate and really focus on something for a long period of time. And I think it was really helpful for me to do that at that point in time in my life. A big theme in my work in general is talking about the future that I would like to imagine. I have to make what I want to see in the world, and it's not up to someone else to do it for me. I got that mentality from the DIY scenes and the punk scenes. I think I base a lot of my work on community because that's where I found where it was like safe to be myself. In Santa Ana, trying to figure out, what I wanted to do with my artwork, I would just make it a habit to go to the art walk, and then I started finding my people. These are the people that I can bounce ideas off of or learn from or grow with. You can't do ceramics by yourself. You need other people around, and you need all of these resources. And so when I stepped into the ceramic world, it didn't seem new to me. I usually look through a sketchbook. I find a drawing that I really love, and I say, what would make me excited to see it come to life in like a 3D form? When I first build the piece, it's still very loose, but when it comes down to the clay getting a little bit firmer, that's when I feel like the piece really comes alive, because I can really get into the details of the information that I'm trying to share. My characters can range. I make radicalized future ancestors, mostly women. Some are self-portraits and some are homegirls, like just friends hanging out. Friends that inspire me, friends that have helped me along the way. And also family members. I have a lot of women in my family, and I just feel like I need to bring them into the pieces as well. They might not look exactly like them, but I'm thinking about them as I'm making them and thinking about those bonds that we've shared and that we continue to share. I've come to notice that some are repetitive, and so I started giving them names. There's a butterfly character that has been popping up a little bit more often. There's one that I have dubbed Tomboy, who is basically me. And then I have Fresa, which translates to a strawberry. When you call someone a Fresa, it's kind of like a bougie girl who just kind of wants the good things in life. They have skater styles, punk rocker styles. It's kind of like I'm building a roster of people that I can just kind of pull from. I think when people express themselves, they say a lot with their clothes that maybe they can't say with their own words. It's kind of like a piece of armor when you're wearing a certain thing that you really like, or when you're in community with people who share similar likes. I like to include a lot of Spanish sayings that I heard growing up, like mija, chula, chingona, and they're just kind of like endearing terms. And so I think pairing those up with like the jewelry is kind of like the way for the characters to get this message out without having to wear it so loudly. They're kind of like things I want to say, but I kind of hide them in the pieces. They can be really subversive or they can be more tender. And it kind of makes the viewer pay a little bit more attention. And if they don't understand the language, it's like, well, maybe they should ask a question. I think focusing on these people and these women in my life that have been so vital to me in general was a way to kind of like imagine me and my community in the near future. I see them just showing up for each other and kind of defending each other in a certain way. They're just in motion, out in the world, taking up space, just trying to like leave their mark a little bit. I want to give back the power to these characters and make them feel like there's a different way of living than we've been brought up to believe. If they don't want to have children, they don't have to have children. If they just want to take care of the people that are around them, that's okay. Having full control of what we do with our bodies, not having men and people in power decide what it is that we should be doing. The more we're in tune with what it is that we want and the more we're in tune with the people that we love around us, the more that we can have those conversations and not feel that what we're being given is what we need to accept. The residency for me has been a space for exploration. I feel free to wake up, come to the studio and say, you know what, don't be afraid of what it is that's gonna come out today. Just try it and see how it goes, because that's where the progress happens. It's a privilege to be able to do this. Clay alone is like a really expensive medium. And with that being said, I know I'm just adding to the lineage of the people before me. I hope that this can influence someone else to also make what they want to make in the future.